Hello friends, today I'm going to be playing a little ChalkySticks for you, and I'm going to show how the game works. I got the abacus up on the screen, and so on ChalkySticks, this is really a 9-ball game, but a few things I can do. I can walk through a few sample frames um, for Pigpen. Now what I can't do with this 9-ball game is I can't really show you the startup the setup of Pigpen, but I can show you quite a few things. For example, let me show you. I can flip the balls around for a very random thing. I could shuffle the balls. Um, Also, I can flip up to the abacus and show you do the score as we move along. So I'm doing this side as player one, and this side will be player two, and I'll fill these frames as I score points. All right. So let me start somewhere in the middle. First thing I do is I look for a a good startup. That looks pretty good because I have some things over in the left-hand side, which is the pen area. On the right-hand side, I've got the shop. So I'm moving balls from the pig pen over to the shop. All right, so let's begin the instruction. Okay, the first thing I always want to do when it's my turn, and by the way, I'm going to start with player one, and player one is on his first frame. It's an open frame. So, um, sorry. One thing I can do is if I make a bad shot, I could always retake it. So I will often do that, retake the shot. But the first thing, obviously, in Big Pen, the most powerful ball is the 9-ball. So you always want to check if you got a shot on the 9-ball, which I don't here. The next thing you want to do is think about the pairs. Now, the pairs are very important in this game, and I think it's probably a unique thing. I don't know any game that pairs the balls exactly the way that it works in here. But basically, as you play the game, you'll just start to memorize what the pairs are. But basically, the pairs are the 1, 7, they go together. The 2 and 6, so that's the green and blue make a pair. And finally, the 3 and 5 make a pair. So there's 3 pairs of 2 balls each. So those 6. Now, the 9-ball is the helper ball, and the cue ball is obviously the main ball you shoot, which I will occasionally refer to as the farmer. So the farmer, got the helper, he's got these pairs of pigs, he's got the 4-ball, which is the queen pig, and he's got the 9-ball here, 8-ball, sorry, which is the king pig. So most of the time I won't use the farm analogy. I'll try not to, but um, if it helps remember what to do and where the balls go, that type of thing, I think it's worth it. So for continuing with the analysis for player one. So it's always good to get any balls, whether it's the farmer or the pig. It's always a continuation shot if you get them out of the pen area. So I'm gonna just try to get something out of the pen area because obviously I don't have great shape on the 2-6. So let's say I want to work on the 2-6 pair. Obviously this is a pretty easy shot, but look where my the partner is, way over here. And I think the rule I'm going to make is that when the ball is anywhere on this line, I forgot what it's called, the head string or foot string. This might be the foot string and this is the head string. If it's anywhere over it, it's going to be considered out. So this green ball is considered out of the pen. Therefore, I can't remove it from the pen because it's already out of the pen. So I would like to get that green ball out and pair it up with the 2 and prepare to shoot them both into the shop. But I can't really do that right now. So I'm thinking I want to get better shape on this uh, green ball somehow. So just a pure continuation shot would be something like hitting this four ball. I didn't hit that hard enough. Let me do that again, a bit harder. Okay. All right. So that was a successful exiting shot. I got that four ball out of the pin, which is a continuation, so I could continue my turn. And what can I do to do? I have a shot on the two? Yes, I do. But again, I'm going to be committed to this six ball if I make that two, and I don't like where that is right now. So what else can I do? I can try to perform another exiting shot. Now, other forms of continuation shots could be pocketing this four, but that's going to put me on the four. It's going to commit me to the four, and I don't really want to do that at this moment. Um, Another thing I should point out about this simulator, the main trouble with playing pigpen on it is you can't bring the balls out. Once they go in, it's like nine ball, they're down. So, for example, if I pocket this four right now, I won't be able to get it out the way it would come out in real pigpen. But I am thinking maybe I'll just do another removal shot. Let me see if I could get this one ball, seven ball out. Maybe like that. Maybe a little top English. Okay, that was a failure. I got the ball out, but my farmer got stuck in the mud, so to speak. So the rule I think I'm going to have for this is I was thinking of this as a scratch that would reposition, but really I like the idea of when the farmer gets stuck in the mud, you have two options. One is you can, obviously it's a loss of turn, but the other player can take it from where it lies, or he could bring it anywhere on this foot string. So really, I kind of want to have the game so that you're never forced to take a shot from this end of the table, because I do have the idea of keeping this end of the table unused. So for example, um, the idea would be that this end of the table could be moved up against a wall or something. So that's part of the thinking. But if you don't have a wall, you could take a shot back there, and it would be ideal if you don't have a wall that you would play where the ball lies. But that's a little harder, right? Because actually moving it to the foot string here gives you many more shots and might help with a variety of shot making. But anyway, so I'm gonna move over to player two now, right? So that was player one. Now I'm doing player two. Okay. Now both players are still open. No one has committed to anything. So I think a good strategy for player two might be to look at his pairs. Nothing on the eight ball really. This 3-5 pair right here is looking good because this is out, but also the 1-7 doesn't look too bad either. And even the 2-6 pair looks pretty good. Not horrible. But I'm gonna work on this 3-5 pair. This might be a good pair to commit to. So let's see what happens. Let's take a shot on that. All right, now that's a successful shot. Um, and occasionally I'll forget which player I'm on, but I think that was player two. And I got the five ball in. So I'm going to mark 5 beads there. And now I am committed to this 3 ball. 3 plus 5 is 8. So I'm committed. But obviously I don't have a good shape on it. But I would like to get shape on it. So how can I get shape on it? Well, there are a variety of continuation shots, as you know. And at this point, even though I'm committed to the 3 ball, I can still shoot any ball. So I don't have to necessarily hit the 3 ball. I just need to make a continuation shot. And a variety of continuation shots exist for me right now. I'm thinking, what balls can I get out of the pen? The 8 ball I could bring out of the pen. But this is not wise because if I bring the 8 ball out, I cannot use it to fill a frame because I'm committed on the 3. So I can use it to continue, but it's a little bit dangerous because if I lose my turn, my opponent is going to have that 8 ball. So it's important to keep in mind whether your opponent is committed or not in what you do with the 8 ball, because you don't want to make that 8 ball available for him any easier than it is right now. But that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and take this continuation shot just to get position, hopefully on the 4 ball. And I got to be careful not to scratch too. So let's see what happens. All right, now that's a scratch because not a scratch. I'm stuck in the mud, so I'm going to retake that shot a little stronger just for the sake of instruction. All right, so that's a good shot. I got the 8 ball out and my white ball is out, so I'm not stuck in the mud. That gives me a continuation on this 2 ball. Now, that 2 ball, did I do that wrong? Oh, okay, I'm playing player 1 and I got position on the 2 ball. So, oops, let's start that over again. I guess I got confused, but I'm going to play this 2 ball anyhow. Even now, here's something interesting. I'm going to go ahead and play this 2 ball in a second, but notice that I'm player 1, I'm open, and I'm going to, sorry, let me take that shot better. Take a better shot on that, maybe like that. Okay, I missed it. So that's a lot, that's a turn, my turn is over. And so I'm going back to which player? Back to player 2, who's committed to the 7 ball. All right, committed to the 7 ball. Sorry. So this is a tough situation. I'm committed to the 7 ball. What? I don't really have much of a shot on anything. Nothing good going on with the 8 ball. I'm on the 7 ball anyhow. I can't even really hit the 8 ball. So what can I do to get any continuation shot would be good right now. And what I see is this 4 ball in the corner pocket. So I'm going to go for that. Let's see if I can do this right. Okay, there. Now that was a continuation shot, but it was a horrible one because I should have put some forward spin on this and maybe a little speed too. Okay, there we go. Now I got stuck in the mud, so I'm gonna lose my turn there. But I'm gonna try that again with just a little less. Ooh, what did I do? Less. Oh my gosh, I'm having a rough time. Okay. Now, what happened? Hmm. Oh, I see. This is a bug. I've already pocketed the 4 ball, but it's still shown there. Anyhow, I'm gonna say that player. I'm gonna say this player. It's his loss of turn, and now we're back to player 1. All right, player 1. Let's see what can we do for player 1. He's totally open. Well, he's got very good shape on the 3 ball right now. So let's take a shot on the 3 ball. All right, that was good. So now I'm gonna mark player 1 got the 3. Now he's committed to the 5. So I'm gonna come over here and he's committed to the 5. But the 5 is in a really horrible spot. It's always going to be difficult to get position on that 5. So at some point, you just want to do something, anything to get that 5 out. Because I'm committed to the 5. Now I'm going to give up my turn here. And I'm going to just go crazy on this 5 ball. Now that was not a horrible shot. Notice that even if my opponent is open, I don't know if he is right now. He is not open, so he's not going to be able to do much with that 8 ball. But he's on the 7th ball, 7 ball. I'm pretty sure he's on the 7 ball. Yeah. On the 7 ball. So what can he do for the 7 ball? Not much. But he can play a defensive shot. See, now he knows that his opponent is on the 6 ball. Wait, I'm getting confused. On the 5 ball. And the 5 ball's already down. I'm confusing myself, playing myself. Anyway, who's on the 2 ball? I thought somebody was on the 2 ball. Maybe not. Nobody's on the 2 ball. He's on the 5 ball. The 5 ball is gone. 5 ball got pocketed. All right. So I'm just going to take a shot on the 2 ball. And sometimes I'll just move around because I get lost with where I'm playing. But let's just say that this frame was filled. And I'm player 1 and I'm open right now. So let's think about what I can do. Now I'm starting to not have the balls I need. So I'm thinking I want to get some balls out. And let's see if I could just take a wild shot to pocket this helper ball in the shop. That would be a completely wild shot. But actually, maybe a better shot would be to get this 8 ball out and hopefully make it. I don't think I will make it, but okay. Let me take that. I meant to give it some more power. Pretty good removal shot. So I'm still on player 1. I'm still open on player 1. Now I'm open on player 1. I could go for this 5. Now player 1 may want to empty the shop. And so I'm going to try to empty the shop by hitting the helper ball into the shop. And let's see if I can make that. Oh, okay, I made it because that 4 ball was not really there. All right, so that would bring out all the balls from the shop. And in this simulation, what I'm going to do is just re-rack and shuffle until I get something that kind of looks like all the balls are out. All right, so player 1 is open. Let's analyze the board. 8 ball looks difficult. Got quite a few down here. No pairs. I got 1 ball here. All the pairs are elsewhere. So getting any of these balls down table is going to be beneficial. Let's see which one I could do with a continuation shot. That looks like a scratch. But let's go for it anyway. Let's see if we could get this 7 ball down table without... Oh, I did scratch. All right. Well, that was player 1. And now I'm going to player 2. Notice that player 1 is open, but player 2 is committed to the 3 ball still. Okay, where's our 3 ball? Here it is. So I'm on player 2. I'm committed to the 3 ball. I would really like to make that, but I got this blocker ball here. I'm going for a continuation shot. I'm going to try to make this 4 ball in the side pocket, which is technically could be a defensive continuation shot, but nobody's on this 2 ball right now. So this is a pure continuation shot. And I made it, and I came up with let me redo that with a little less power. And okay, so now I got good shape on the 3 ball. And look, here I am. I pocketed the 5 earlier. I'm committed to the 3. And so I'm going to take this shot, and this could fulfill my frame. Let's do that again. Oops, come on. A little bit buggy. Nope. How many times am I going to have to try? There you go. All right. So this player 2 just sank the 3 ball, so he committed that frame. So I'm still on player 2, and I'm going to continue with my next shot for player 2. Now the 8 ball is the obvious, it's something you always want to look for, is the 8 ball, because it's the easiest way to fill a frame. Here we got a very easy shot on this 8 ball. But of course it takes me 2 times in the simulator. All right, so player 2 was on this frame, and he filled it with the 8 ball, and he gets to continue. Now, this is also very good for him to work with this pair. There's no shot there. If he can get a little, player 2 needs a little bit of shape on these pairs down here. So what I'm thinking is a continuation shot by removing this 4 ball might be a good way to go. Let's give it some power and see if we could yes. Now that was an excellent removal shot, and I get to continue. I'm still open, so now I got good shape on this 1-7 pair. Let's see if I can get this guy with a little bit of left English, a little bit of extra power to get a good bump. All right, that was good. So I got the 7 ball, and I'm committed to the 1. But look at this shape I gave myself. That was really good. So let's take that ball. Let's don't scratch. Okay, good. So I fulfilled this frame. Now we could discuss the end game here, because if this player 2 was actually at the end of his abacus, he's got this last 4 row. So let's say he is at the end game, and he could, if there was no automatic loss of turn, he could win the game with this 4 ball. But since there is a loss of turn, we're moving back to player 1. So player 1 is always going to get a chance to equalize the game. And so what is player 1 going to want to do? Well, he's in a desperate situation. He needs to play defense. So he needs to make sure that this 4 ball is not an easy shot for the almost winning player. So what can he do? Now, a good place to position, the first choice obviously would be to send this into the pasture. This side pocket would be the best way to hide it. But if that's not available, it's also good to hide it in the shop. But if he's open, and he is open, shooting the 4 ball will commit him to the 4 ball. And the 4 ball will bring it back out into the pen. So let's say he shoots this ball into the pen, then it comes out. It's a continuation shot because he makes it. So the ball's going to come out over here, but it's the opposing player that's going to position that ball. And this is a very interesting scenario. Now I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna not pocket this 4 ball, but I'm gonna send it into the pen just for illustration purposes. That's not quite in the pen, but let's say that's in the pen. It's a little bit out. Don't be lazy. I'll take the shot. All right, there's a better example. So in this scenario, let me refresh my memory. Player 1 pocketed the 4 ball, the queen, and the opponent player placed it in the pen. Now, this is not a good place to place it because he because the player can shoot at it. It might be a good idea typically to snooker the ball behind something else so the active shooter doesn't have a shot on it. But keep this in mind, because I'm on player two is on his end game. He doesn't want to make this four ball too hard. He actually wants player two to shoot at the shop. And this is an interesting scenario where both players are on the same ball, because actually I didn't do it, but player one is on the four ball and player two is on the four ball to win the match. So in this scenario, it's kind of tough what to do. I'm behind. I want to play defense, and that is not. I don't want to bring that eight ball out for him. That's going to be too easy. So let's see if I can play some kind of a defensive shot, way down the other side of the other side. Okay, that wasn't a great defensive shot, but that's a little better. All right, so now I'm going to move to player two, and now I'm actively trying to win the game. So at the very least, I want to get this ball out. So let's make a removal shot, and that was not very good. Oops. Remember, you really want to get these removal shots. You want to get the ball down table into this parking lot area that I call it. And so I did remove it. I get to continue, but I'm still working on this four ball to win the game. Now I actually have a horrible shot here. I don't know what to do, so I'm just gonna. What should I do? I'm looking for a continuation shot. So maybe I can continue by pocketing this four ball in the side pocket. Now I missed. Okay, I scratched, and so now we're going from player two, who was for the win, we're back to player one, who's just actively on the four ball and actually has a shot on the four ball. So I'm gonna make this shot until I get it for him. What happened? Oh, that seems to be a bug. It seems like I did make the eight ball somehow. So let's say player one completed that, and he's gonna continue his turn. Now, what does he have? No pairs visible, although maybe they would be. Let's take a shot at this green. Okay, luckily he got it, but he got stuck in the mud. So again, we're back to player two on the four ball for the win. Let's see if we could slice it down here. Oops, the ball's not actually there. So anyhow, let's say player one pockets that, player two pockets that four ball in the corner pocket. That would be the end of the match, and he's fulfilled the frame. So, all right, this has probably gone long enough. I think that was a pretty good sample of gameplay. You're always looking for the eight ball. You're looking for those pairs. You're trying to get position. You're trying to get the first ball in, and you're trying to get the committed ball in after that. Although you don't have to shoot it immediately. You could continue to make continuation shots, and you could try to remove balls from the pasture or the shop to get them back on the table. Especially if your committed ball is in a pocket, you want to bring it out. That's a big part of playing offense, is getting your committed ball out, and your opponent would play defense by putting your committed ball in. All right, so I think this is my first sample play using this 9-ball table. I think it's very good for demonstrating the gameplay. I think the only thing I can't do is I can't bring the balls out on the table the way they should go in Pigpen, and I can't do a startup shot, but I can retake the shot until I make them on this video game and show you how everything works with the abacus. So I think that's pretty good. So now I'll reset the abacus back to the beginning as if it's kind of a new game. But keep in mind, player 1 is going to use his own abacus and player 2 is going to have his own abacus. This is just for demonstration purposes. I've put player 2 and 1 here like this just so you could follow along. And remember, these upper beads are actually used to keep track of how many games you've won, not really to show who's player 1 and player 2. That's just for this demonstration. All right, that's it. That's I think a pretty good demonstration of the play of Pigpen, and I hope you enjoyed what I showed here today. Thank you.